The first person to say, look, I think you're pretty obviously autistic, was a former councillor and a dear friend of mine, Dr. Joe McManus. And I thought, yes, that explains everything. Well, not quite everything, but it explained a huge amount, and it was a great relief in a way to be able to put a name to one's differences. I'm hopeful that I can encourage people who are going through that, or who might think they may be on the spectrum. Not many people want to become a Lord Mayor. It is a bit niche.
It's a great pleasure and a massive honour to speak here today as, believe it or not, the first openly gay Lord Mayor of our city.
Thankfully, we live in a society which has moved on a good way since even when I was growing up. But there is still prejudice out there. There are still issues. I feel a responsibility to support the gay community in the city, and particularly to support trans people who have been the target of prejudice more recently. When I was growing up, there was still Section 28. Which is one reason why I was so glad to see the intergenerational project that produced Film Oxford's recent short film about the experiences of older gay people in Oxford back in the 70s and 80s, because knowing our history is important. I hope that as Lord Mayor I can support the community as a whole, draw attention to the diversity of our city, not just in terms of sexuality, but in terms of everything else, gender, ethnicity, religion, and to fight against prejudice and discrimination of any kind in our city. I wanted to pick a good balance of local and wider charities. So it's a great pleasure to be able to work with, first of all, Love Barton, which is a very local charity that does valuable work, particularly tackling loneliness and low self-esteem within the Barton estate. Seesaw, which is based in my ward but covers the whole of Oxfordshire and helps children who have lost a parent or grandparent or a carer through their grief, through coping with that. And the third broader charity is Yellow Submarine, which helps both young people on the autism spectrum who also have learning difficulties and also their families, providing support and respite where necessary. The main job of Lord Mayor is to strengthen our community, to encourage and congratulate, to advise and support, to make new links where possible, and to bring our diverse community together. And I think that's the most important thing about being Lord Mayor. It's why we have a Lord Mayoralty, a civic office, and not just someone who chairs council. And if I can do that, move us on just a bit in that way while in my year as Lord Mayor, I'll be very happy and very proud.